Hello, dear students on all Wello platforms. Welcome to this English language course. This English language course is provided to you by Wello, the World E-Learning Organization, and me, Manel Gafarawi, a certified trainer from the Ministry of Investment and International Cooperation, Egypt, and a certified English trainer from the American Thesis Academy in Morocco. This course starts with Level 1, and Level 1 falls into 3 units. By the end of Unit 1, you'll be able to say your name and ask for another person's name. You'll be able to ask for phone numbers and spell names, learn the names of things in your bag, learn the names of several countries. By the end of Unit 2, you'll be able to show respect by using titles, ask for emails, ask about age, ask about a person's job, and to start and end a dialogue. By the end of Unit 3, you'll be able to describe a place, talk about family, know several names of food and drinks, and finally to ask for the price. So let's get started. So as you can see here in this picture, there are people talking to each other. And from the picture, you can also understand that those people are friends, or they are trying to know about each other. Maybe they meet each other for the first time at a party or something. So in this lesson, we'll try to know how they start and end their dialogues, how they introduce their names, and how they ask about phone numbers by knowing the names of numbers from 0 to 12. So let's see how this happens. If we go closely to the dialogue box, you can understand that the man's name here is Stephen and the woman's name is Emil. Our focus now is on how Stephen and Emil start their dialogue. Stephen starts by saying hello, hello. In English, the word hello is a word that we can use at any time to start dialogue with any person we meet. And you can use it with friends or even older people. It's a kind of a polite way of starting a dialogue. Now let's see how Emil responded to Stephen's word. She also says, hello. From this, we understand that if someone starts a dialogue with you by saying hello, you can also simply respond by saying hello. So far, so good? Okay. So now let's move on to the conversation on the other page. We can also find two women. One is younger and the other one is older. From this, we can understand that the older woman may be the grandmother of the girl, one of her relatives, someone in her family. And if we go closer to the dialogue box, we'll understand that the name of or the older woman is Lucy, and the name of the younger woman is Mickey. And from this, we understand that they are trying to end the dialogue. My question is, do they use the same word Stephen and Emil in the first dialogue used? Actually, no. To end a dialogue, Lucy uses the word goodbye. Goodbye. Now see how Mickey responds to this word. She says bye. So now we can learn that to start a dialogue, if you meet someone, you can use hello. And if someone says hello to you, you can also respond by saying hello. However, If I end a dialogue and I want to leave, I can simply say goodbye or bye. One of you may ask a question. What is the difference between goodbye and bye? The difference is pretty simple. Goodbye is more polite and more formal than bye. So if I am leaving a place where I'm talking to someone who is older than me, for example, my boss, my grandma, I can say goodbye. But if I'm leaving a friend, someone my age, I can simply respond by saying bye. Okay, so till now we learned how to start and end a dialogue. Another point that you need to know is how to introduce your name to someone. In order to do this, let's go back to Stephen and Emil's dialogue. See how Stephen introduces his name. Here you can notice that Stephen says, "I'm Stephen." So here Stephen uses I, which is in English called a subject pronoun. And this subject pronoun points to the person who is speaking. So if you are speaking or talking about yourself, you can point to yourself by saying I. So it refers to the speaker. And to link the subject pronoun to the name of the person, we use am. So I am Stephen. In conversation, we don't usually use the full form I am, but people tend to use the short forms, so we shorten it into am. Am Stephen. Okay? So if any one of you wants to introduce his or her name, you can point to yourself and say am and then say your name. You can do it now. For example, am Manel. I'm pointing to myself and say am and then my name. So far, so good. Okay, so now you know that I is called a subject pronoun. It refers to the speaker. Now let's move on to that next part. What if you want to know the name of the person you're talking to? How can you do that? It's a pretty simple again. Have a look at the question that Stephen asks. What's your name? What's your name? In slow speech, what is your name? Okay? In fast speech, we say, what's your name? And we use this question if we want to ask about the name of a person. I simply stand face to face to that person and ask him or her about their name. But here you'll notice something. We have your. Your here in English is called a possessive adjective. And possessive adjectives always come before a noun in English, and they indicate that the noun after them refer to something related to the person the possessive adjective is referring to. So, for example, I use your when I'm speaking to someone I'm standing with face to face. So if I use name after your, it means that this word belongs to the person I'm standing with face to face. So you can stand now face to face with a friend, your sister, anybody with you in your room, and start asking him or her that question. What's your name? This person may answer this question by saying am and then their name. Okay? Okay. Now let's move on to another point. Actually, there is no one way to say your name. In English, you have several ways to say your name. One of them is to use a subject pronoun I, and then am, and then your name. Another way is used by email. She says, my name's email. So look here, email uses a possessive adjective, which is my, and then the noun name. So this is another way of saying your name, to use the possessive adjective my, and my here indicates that the name, the noun after it, relates to the person the possessive adjective is referring to. My here relates something to the speaker. Okay, my name. So the name relates to me. I am the speaker. So my name's email, my name's Manel. Now you can point to yourself and say your name by saying my name's and say your name. So to wrap up what we've studied till now, we knew together how to start a dialogue and how to end it. We start dialogues in English by saying, hello. This is with friends, anybody, at any time. And there is another way to start a dialogue by using hi. And hello, as we said before, is more polite. Hi is used so often with friends. Also, we learned how to end a dialogue by using goodbye or bye. Goodbye is more polite. We can say to people who are older than us, a person who is your boss or something. Or you can use bye or see ya with friends. After that, we learned how to say our names. And for this, we have two ways. Either to start with a subject to pronoun that points to yourself, the speaker, by saying I, and then the linking word am, and then your name. Am Stephen, am Manel, am whatever name you have. Or you can say my name is, and then your name, by using a possessive adjective, my. Also, you learned how to ask about someone's name by using what's your name, okay, or to make it natural, what's your name. Also, we used the possessive adjective your before the noun name. So far, so good? Okay. Now, our last point is how to ask someone about, or how to ask for someone's mobile phone number. For this, we need to know the basic numbers in English. The numbers that we need in order to read phone numbers are the numbers from 0 to 12. So let's start with saying the numbers first. If to respond to any person who's trying to take our phone numbers, and then we'll know what question we can ask to get somebody's phone number. Okay, now you're gonna listen to the numbers and repeat. Try to repeat several times so that you get them or you learn them very easily. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, notice something when you pronounce 11 and 12, or even when you pronounce 7. There is something very important that you have to pay attention to in pronunciation, which is the stress in the word. Which part of the word is pronounced louder or more loudly than the other parts? So here in this number, we say 7. I raise my voice on the first part, 7. In this number, however, I raise my voice on the second part. So I say 11. In this number, I raise my voice on the first part. So I say 12, 12. So listen to them several times and repeat. Now imagine that someone is asking you for your phone number. You're applying for a course, you're applying to take a course, for example, you would like to leave your phone number and someone asks you for the number. So how can you say it? In English, we pronounce or we say the numbers of phones individually. So for example, 02076223479. I understand that in some languages, phone numbers are not read the same way, but it's very important to know that in English, numbers are said individually. This is so 020 and then pause, 762, pause, 23479. So you say the phone numbers in groups of threes or two, and between each group and the other one, a pause. Okay, this is if you want to say your phone number. What if I want to know my friend's phone number? In this case, I'll ask a question. This question starts with what's your, and then the piece of information I want to know. Here, I want to know the phone number. So what's your, and in fluent speech, we say what's your mobile number? What's your mobile number? Okay? Or what's your home phone number? What's your home phone number? Notice something, that when I ask for a piece of information that is personal, we can start with what's your and then the piece of information we are looking for. So if you want the name of a person, you can say what's your name. If you want the phone number, so you can say what's your phone number, what's your mobile number, what's your home number, what's your work phone number, and so on. Okay, so to recap what we studied in this lesson, we learned together how to start and end a dialogue by using hello, hi in the very beginning to start a dialogue, or to use goodbye, see ya, and bye to end the dialogue. We also learned how to introduce our names by using and then our name, or my names and then the name. And we explained the difference between the two ways, that in the first case, I use a subject pronoun that refers to the person. And in the second case, we use a possessive adjective that relates the noun after it to the person to which the pronoun refers, or the possessive adjective refers. After that, we learned how to ask about somebody's name by using what's your name? What's your name? Later on, we studied how to say phone numbers by reading and studying numbers in English from 0 to 12. And finally, we learned how to know the phone numbers of any person we'd like to get their phone numbers by using watcher and then mobile number, home number, work number, and so on. One last point to focus on related to phone numbers, that the 0 has two ways to say in conversation. You can simply say 0 as its name as a number, or you can pronounce it O. So for example, if I ask you what's your home number, you can simply say it's 020 and then complete the rest of the number. Okay, notice here also that it in both examples is a subject pronoun, and here it refers to the number, whether it's home number or mobile number. So generally in English, we use it to refer to things. If this thing is one, so if you want to refer to one thing, you use it. Okay, it, the number. Also, I point to the number and say it. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. Good luck.